It's 1946, a cold night in Midtown Manhattan. I'm Detective Sam Goody. I come from a long line of music lovers. I was in my office late that night. I work late every night. I was trying to track down a one-armed man, but I couldn't. I had no leads. I had nowhere to go. I'd spent an arm and a leg trying to track down this guy. I guess that puts him a step ahead of me. Where are you, one-armed man? I looked outside my window. Outside it was cold, damp, murky, meeky, and stinky. I thought to myself,
I'd rather be skiing.
I took a whiff of the air. The air can tell you a lot of things. Tonight, it was telling me one thing. Bad news was around the corner.
Bad news, it's your bad news.
Just as I thought, bad news, right around the corner.
And then she walked in. The prettiest dame I ever did see. That's the prettiest dame I ever did see. As I started to walk toward her, I knew she was trouble.
What's your name, Dollface?
Susie H. Trouble.
I don't buy it. Amazing. It is trouble. What seems to be the trouble? Trouble.
Well, I seem to be in a little bit of trouble.
What sort of trouble?
Serious trouble.
Double trouble?
Nah, single trouble.
Oh well then, I'm not too worried.
I'm looking for the truth.
Okay, I'll wear my Superman underwear.
No, not that truth. I'm looking for the truth about my father. He died in a freak circus accident 15 years ago.
You're joking.
No, if I were joking I'd say, a horse walked into a bar and the bartender asked him, why the long face?
My Lanta, you're serious? So what can I do for you?
Well, like I said, my father died in a freak circus accident 15 years ago, and I'm trying to find the truth about it.
So that's where I come in.
Hey, look, I have a picture of him in here somewhere. Ah, here it is.
Kind of a heavy guy with a large nose, wouldn't you say?
No, he's the man on top of the elephant.
Right, I'm a private investigator. Pink eye. I was just testing your eyes, Miss Trouble.
I don't mind being tested, Mr. Goody.
Read that chart over there.
CTOMBX.
Other eye.
ADLNYZ.
2020. Alright, well try this on for size. What is the current average rainfall in the Amazon basin?
47.896 inches per year.
My Lanta, you're good. What's your story?
My father died in a freak circus accident 15 years ago. I've already told it to you, Mr. Goody. Now, there is one more clue.
As she leaned in to tell me the clue, I could only think of one thing.
Gum?
And with that, Dollface started to walk out of my life. I had to do something quick, so I yelled to her.
Susie, wait! I'm only saying this because I care. You know, there are a lot of decaffeinated brands that are just as tasty as regular coffee.
Goodbye, Mr. Goody.
And with that, Dollface was gone. But she did give me some information to help solve the case. First of all, her father, Jack Ringling, was a big circus tycoon. Second, she admitted that she's married into trouble. And I mean a whole family of troubles. Her husband, a man named Ayman, was a good man, but things didn't work out for Mr. and Mrs. Trouble. They were later divorced, although she kept his last name. To this day, I don't know why she did that. Finally, there was a clue that Susie gave me, the clue to help solve the case. She said her husband only had one arm. Now his name makes sense to me. There it goes again, that one-armed man thing. He pops up in everything I do. So I wondered, how does a detective find a one-armed man? I did the first thing that came to my mind.
One-armed man. Looking for a one-armed man. Anyone? Going once? Twice? Come on.
Yelling out the window was like one of my dates. Unproductive. So I decided to do something else. Plan B. I went to the Manhattan Gazette. I took out a want ad. Lonely PI seeks soulmate. Wait, no, that's for later.
It gets lonely, and I should know. I live on the 54th floor.
I tried again, looking for all one-armed men who love the circus. Now, why would a one-armed man come here? Why would a one-armed man walk through my door? Oh yes, free donuts. After that, the rest of my day was pointless. No one-armed men came through my door at all. I knew I had to do something quick. Then it happened, late that evening. When what should I explore? But something tapping on my chamber door. Nevermore, nevermore. When someone knocks on a PI's door, it can be dangerous. So what did every PI would do? I took out my piece.
Hey, I've been looking for that.
So I started to inch towards the door, slowly, carefully, not knowing who could be there. I tiptoed. I danced. I leaped.
Pizza.
I didn't order any pizza.
Free gift from Miss Trouble.
Trouble was sending me pizza. That could only mean one thing. Free pizza. Then another knock came on my door.
Hey, how are you today? I had the spicy egg roll with the mushu pork and the chow mein for you, courtesy of the Miss Trouble. There you go. Goodbye.
Chinese food and pizza? I could only think of two words. Pepto-Bismol. Then came yet another knock on my door.
Pepto-Bismol, courtesy of Miss Trouble.
My Atlanta, she's good.
As I went over my food, I did something a PI should never do. That's right, I left my door open. When you leave a door open, you never know what kind of Tom, Dick, or Harry will walk through.
Thomas Dick Hay, but everybody call me the Tom Dick Hay.
Come on, spill the beans. Not on the floor, I just mopped. Let the cat have a bag. Not here. I'm reaching those things. Start singing like canary. Stop taking me literally. I want answers.
I have a little bit of the information. It help you find the truth.
What do you know about the truth, huh? What do you know about Susie H. Sherwood and her father who died in a freak circus accident 15 years ago? What do you know about it?
I'm only the plumber, okay? You're talking about the Mr. Ringling?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
Hey, I need to tell you the story. Come closer. Okay, come closer. Okay, hey man, you're too close. Hey, I'll tell you the story. Okay, so here's what happened, okay? So you know the Mr. Ringling, he has his own circus. So one night, his doctor at the circus, she's selling peanut and whatnot. The elephant get out the cage. People are like, oh my gosh, the elephant out of the cage. Okay, so they're about to stomp on the daughter, okay? But he's like, no. So he jumped, pushed her out the way. And the elephant, it crushed him. It crushed him bad, and then he died. But he saved her life. That's what happened, I tell you. That's the truth.
That's a gruesome story. How am I supposed to tell a beautiful dame like her that her father got stepped on an elephant in order to save her life?
Okay, so now I'm going to stop playing with you, okay? So as gruesome as that sounds, keep this in mind. When you tell Miss Trouble what happened, remember to let her know that her dad died for her. And that regardless of what happened in the past, she can live her life. And she can live her life abundantly right now.
Yeah, right.
Zinc.
What?
Where's the sink, man? I have to unclog the sink, okay? That's the job. I do the voices on the side, okay? Then I have to go to convenience store because I work there too, okay? 7 to 11. Where is the sink, man?
You must be thinking of the community sink down on the 53rd floor.
Okay, you know what? I'm going to get out of here. I got the other things to do. You know what? You do the good job, okay? Be a good boy, okay? Don't do the drug. Okay? Good boy.
Before I could blink an eye, Dollface walked in again.
So what'd you find out, Detective?
Bad news. Doesn't seem like the Angels are going to win the World Series this year.
My father, Mr. Goody?
Oh yes, your father. He died in a freak circus accident 15 years ago.
Tell me something I don't know.
I sleep with a teddy bear.
Mr. Goody, my father.
Her father. She wanted the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I turned around, and then it hit me. My Lanta, she's beautiful. That was of no consequence right now. Right now, she needed words from me. Words from me that would heal her soul.
He loves you. He always did love you. He loved you so much, he even laid his life for you.
Really? Thank you, Mr. Goody. I needed to hear that. It feels good to be loved by a father.
Oh, and one more thing. If you ever want a man to love you, treat you like a lady, start a family with, and grow old with, I think you know where to look.
I do. Thank you. Tom Dick Harry is such a wonderful fellow. And he taught me how to make a Slurpee. Goodbye.
And with that, the case of Mr. Ringling was closed. But there were many, many things still running through my mind. I kept thinking about the one-armed man. What did the one-armed man mean to my life? Now I knew who he was. He was trouble. But how could I ever find him? I tell you, in that moment, in my office, I felt like a fugitive. And then there was Susie H. Trouble. Well, she did end up marrying Tom Dick Harry. And by the way, Tom Dick Harry's last name was Barnum, and his best friend's name was Bailey. So the legend Mr. Ringling began with his circus continues, if you catch my drift. Well, that's my job. 7 days a week, I work in this PI office. To some people, I'm a hero. To others, I'm just a lonely PI, still searching for a soulmate, and a one-armed man named I'm in Trouble. I used to say that trouble would always find me, but now, I guess you could say, I'm the one looking for trouble.